Okay, well, here we are for this week, and we're going to talk about a weekly plan for the upcoming week. Um, I'm going to be creating a new chart layout to share with you uh, so you can save this for your records. But let's talk about things that are important and where do I think we can potentially, go this week. And pretty simple stuff. All right, so the most important thing to do here is to recognize. I have a lot of drawings in here, so I apologize because this is the way that I do my things. Anyways, in previous blog posts, I have spoken about having a chart to do analysis and having a chart to do execution. So this is an example of a chart that I use for analysis, um, not so much for execution. It's more for analysis purposes. So what you're looking at here is a 30-minute chart, and on this 30-minute chart, this is what I use for my analysis. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna hide all the drawings. So we're gonna clean up the chart a little bit, and we're gonna add. I'm gonna add a couple of indicators here, but make no mistake. The stuff that I'm gonna talk about in here is a lot of the stuff that I cover in the Trading Naked book, which I'm gonna add a link to the description. So it's very important to understand, the concept and the application of it. So the first thing we're gonna do is here, we're gonna add a volume profile, and that will be um, indicators, technicals, profiles, and what we want to see here is we want to see um, we like to see a fixed range of the volume profile. So we'll do that actually. Let's not do a fixed range. Let's do a different one. Let's just do a session volume profile. Session volume profile is here. SVP. We're gonna customize this to give us all the sessions. We want we're doing the ES, so we want 2 ticks per levels. We want I can reset this to let's reset it to default. This is the way it's gonna look like in TradingView if you don't have a profile set up. I still want to see ticks here, and I still want to see two. And on this setting here, the most important thing is extending the POC to the right until interception. So these are your daily profiles because we're looking at um, RTH chart, and we're doing the daily profile here. So let me try to make this a little darker. May look better in there. Okay, let's do this. I just want to make sure you can see the numbers here. If you don't want to see that shadow, you can just basically get rid of it by here it says histogram. You can just change the opacity to 0, and there you have it. This is a 2 tick incremental or aggregation of the volume profile. And some of the things that I cover in the book, I'm gonna talk to you about it right here, so you can understand, what I mean by having a analysis chart and an execution chart. So, for example, here you can see how the naked POC of this session extended out this way at the 51 or 5001 right here. You can see where the other one was, uh, 5029, and you can see what happened when price came into the 5029. It rebounded from here. Uh, it touched, this was a naked POC here at the top. I hit that. We just brewed right through it. On this session, we had a POC on the top, and then we kept going, and so forth. Because you can see the the correlation of what I'm trying to explain here. The most important thing is that uh, you will be able to see how we have areas that have yet to be touched, and what I cover in the book is really important because you can see how the market reacts to those POCs. Like, for example, right here, for example, right here. You can see how it react to here. You can see how it react to here, and so forth. So we got a couple of more on the top and a couple towards the bottom. So what are we gonna do with this? So this is very simple. Okay. So what we got to do is we got to identify levels in which we can leverage to execute our trades. So, for example, last week I gave you a pivot of 51, 15, I believe that's what we share for our weekly plan. So let's take a look at it. 51, 15. It was somewhere around here. Yep. So 51.15 was like somewhere around here in this area, and you can see how that area basically held through the pain, that we suffered last week um, during the ups and downs. It was a pretty busy week last week, but anyways, so this is very important because this on a daily chart you can see exactly what happened, and the market is giving you information, it's generating data for you, in which we have to pay attention, and we have to focus on executing at those levels. I shared with the team that the market was balancing between 51, 54, and 51 or 5023 until Friday. We actually broke above the 54 area, not by much, but still broke above it. So now, what that does for us is it brings a bunch of targets into question. Those targets we're going to basically investigate what can potentially happen. So we had a true gap up on Friday, as you can see, true gap up, and it just never came back down to fill. So in my opinion, you have a level here that the market is looking at. This was Wednesday, this is Thursday, and then we came down here and filled that little gap in there to the tick, and we reacted from here. So what we're gonna do this week is very simple. This particular orange area here was the balance area that we identified prior to going into last week's. So what we're going to do is pretty simple. We're going to look at this balance area, which is where the market is trying to break out, and we're going to place our pivot right here at the POC of that area for this week. So this is going to determine for me whether we are going to fall back into the area, and this was a look above the area and potentially felling. We're not going to rule that out, but also we're not going to overreact. We're just going to go with the information that the market is giving us. So in terms of targets, normally when I'm working with balance areas, we're going to look at a couple of elements in here. Pretty simple. On the downside, the number one would be the halfback of the balance area that we're still looking at. Just in case that the market decides to come back into it, at least we know what are the potential targets. The number two, if you notice the reasons why we never got to the bottom of this area here at 5022 and we stopped at the 37, it was because of this naked POC that was here. And I was personally waiting for the bottom of the zone here at 5015 for me to take a long position, but it never got down to here, but I did still manage to get the 37. So we're going to we have a POC right here in this area. We also have the value area low of this balance area here. So that is number two. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop our second target to the 37. Given that this is very close to this area here, and for me this is an area of interest that I'm looking to potentially get a long position, 63, and that was part of our pivot for Thursday plan. And then on the downside we're going to explore prices to come down into the 5001. It's because we have a naked POC in that area. So if I hide all the drawings, you'll be able to see that right there. You'll be able to see this right here, 37, 37, and then we got 63. So that's the way I look at it. Why we're not picking 63? Pretty simple, because from 88, which I believe is a pivotal area in here, this is where we close, and we gapped up all the way up there. Let me delete all these zones here. I don't need them anymore. Those are spikes. So we're gonna go and take a look and see what can potentially happen above these areas here. So we have the half gap covered, 88, 50 points below. We got this area here. I think if we come back down into this area, the low here, we're probably going to address this with daily plans, and that's why it's important to have daily plans. People rely on indicators and things like that, and they don't necessarily focus on the execution of a daily plan. So if you don't necessarily plan to engage in the market, so you're setting yourself up to fail. And then on the bottom here, we have a naked POC at 5001. So let's go to the top portion of it. So we're going to leverage the POC from the balance zone that we have here. We're going to use this as our pivot. Number one, not going to change much here, to be honest with you, because I really don't need to. 93. I like this area here, 52.48, and I can potentially T1. Okay, I see. All right, T1. We just need to change things around. So 52.50 for number three. I'm sorry, 52.20. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to get into this area here, but this is 100% extension of this balance zone here, which is pretty big. If I go by the 50%, it would be 20. If I go by the 100, it would be 52, 85, 86 area. And what we're going to do here with our T1, obviously 52.50 is kind of like a situation that it's a given. So let's take a look and see what we got on the left side here. We had a POC for this area here, which is a weekly POC. It was touched once before, and then we had the balance area low here, or the value area low, and that's why this was one of the targets for that particular week. So we are going to pretty much leave it the way it is. We got 83, 52.20, and it can go to 52.50. It's only a 30-point range, but I think if we establish value acceptance above the 5200 level, it is a possibility that we can go into the 52.85 area. It seems unrealistic, but what do I know? Let's measure this part here. This is from FOMC. If you measure this was the area that 83 points. This is where most recent news, you can see would that take us into the 52.10 area. I actually like this very much, to be honest with you. This 100% extension of that in to the upside, and if we go to the downside, it may take us into the 40961. That's previous low, I believe. We got down to the 60s right here. That's the last time we came back into this area. Interesting. But that's what we got for this week. We'll post the plan and let you guys know what's going on. Thanks for your time, and I got you on Discord server, and we'll do daily plans. Thank you.